say, Zach?
A bet?
Unless, of course, you're too heartbroken.
Just name the terms.
All right, simple. I'll pick the girl. Then you got 6 weeks to turn her into the prom queen.
You got it.
Gentlemen, we have a winner.
What, Laney Boggs?
No.
So, Laney, listen. I was wondering if maybe you'd want to
Let's go, Simon.
embarrass me horribly in front of police and people.
Supersize my balls.
My bet? Am I a bet? Am I a fucking bet?
You know, I made that bet before I knew you, lady. Before I really knew me.
What was it for anyway? I mean, what did you end up losing?
My best friend.
I feel just like Julia Roberts in Pretty Woman. Except for the whole hooker thing.
Good evening. Welcome to this week's edition of the WayBack Movies Podcast, a show where we review the best and not so best of 80s and 90s cinema, because really, fuck the 2000s. My name is Steve, and with me on this crazy journey,
Justin.
Doctor.
And
we're back. Or at least half of me is.
pulling a film from left field.
A little bit. I have to do it every now and then. I gotta get my teen drama
That's
fix
the thing.
in there.
I think this is a perfect opportunity for you to explain to the lovely listening audience
Okay, here's the thing. Now, it is, if you've been listening to the show...
Because this isn't the only one that's going to be on the show. There's going to be tons eventually.
Here's the thing. Okay, so if you've been listening to the show for a while, you've pretty much gathered that our particular tastes in movies tend to skew to the fucking horrible. You and me both. We tend to pick movies that is just awful. We kind of have that thing. And for me, my weirdest obsession, and again, I don't believe in the term guilty pleasure, so I'm not going to say that that's what these are.
No,
but
if you like something, you like something.
Yeah, exactly.
You shouldn't feel guilty about it.
Exactly. I absolutely love 80s and 90s teen dramas. I just do. I can't go into the 2000s because I'm not... Once I stopped being a teenager, the idea of also, understanding it didn't work.
We can't talk about those anyways.
Yeah, but even if we could, I don't have any interest in them. But 80s and 90s is where I live, and I absolutely love these. I was thinking about it whilst watching this movie. It might be my number 2 favorite genre behind horror. It really might be. Because,
that is a night and day situation,
isn't it,
if
though?
I've ever heard one.
Because I'm watching this movie, and I've got a smile on my face from ear to ear. I absolutely love this shit, so... Yeah, this is kind of my bag. So, I mean, we did one last November as well with the Better Off Dead.
Fair.
And, that was, I literally used this opportunity of like, well, I did one last November, I should do another one this November.
Film was so strange in its own
that
it doesn't...
Yeah, it kind of hit both of our strides. If it's just weird enough for you, and it's teen drama-y enough for me, that it kind of fit a nice little glove. This is straight up teen drama. There's nothing... It's... Well, I mean, we'll get into the review of it later, but yeah, I got a thing for it, and yeah, I expect more in the future. Much like I said, I'm going to step up my horror game. I'm probably going to step up my teen drama game. I'm going to have to throw some more of these out there, because I really had a good time watching this, and considering I'm still on my ridiculous long stretch of work and being half dead, which you heard last week, you're going to hear more this week. It was nice to be able to do this movie where it was a very easy, simple watch.
Yeah, your notes aren't exactly
my notes
copious.
My notes are kind of thin because what the hell are you going to do, right?
Also, what's there to this
There's
movie?
Nothing. Trust me, as we get into
this
it,
is fluff.
There's nothing
this
here.
This is the fluffiest of the fluff that we've ever covered.
Exactly. There's absolutely nothing in this because, again, even though, as much as even I like them as well, like, there's nothing to be said about these movies. Nobody really keeps track of them except, most of the research I found was, where are they now? Because you're not going to find anything about, what's going on. So, that being said, we've played the pronoun game long enough. The film is She's All That from January 29th, 1999. Hitting near the end of our limits here. Mm-hmm. But, so let's just jump into the Wayback Machine to 1999 while I try to live. we are in 1999.
So not so, well, no, I guess.
It's long enough ago, man.
Long enough ago, I guess, 20 years, yeah.
I was 16.
I was 11.
There you go. And you're going to hear a lot about me talking about it because I was 16. No, sorry. No, I was 16. I'll be turning 17 this year. You're going to hear a lot of me going, we didn't talk like that. There's a lot of slang in this movie going, I never heard anyone speak like that.
That's what happens when you get a bunch of 20-year-olds to play high school students.
It could be that. It could be that, or it could be, like, I did think of, like, maybe it was because it was the California of it all.
No, yeah.
Because I'm like, I'm in Toronto. We're not up on the slang that the other kids were using, but I can remember for a fact the term wigging out was never used ever.
I assure you.
Yeah, not even any stretch of information, but... That being said, let's talk about She's All That. Directed by Robert Iskov, written by R. Lee Fleming Jr., produced by Peter Abrams, Richard Gladstein, and Robert Levy. Production company Film Colony, distributor Miramax Films. Box office of $7 to $10 million against. Sorry, I flipped them around. Wow, I am really tired. I flipped them around. The box office was $103.2 million against a budget of $7 to $10 million.
Because if that was the other way around,
yeah,
oh my god,
what did the $103 million get spent on?
And then Miramax shut down.
Yeah,
no.
But there is something that I will point out that I've heard does cost a lot of money, but we'll get there. So the cast: Freddie Prinze Jr., FPJ himself is Zach Seiler, Rachel Lee Cook is Lainey Boggs, Paul Walker is Dean Sampson Jr. I don't remember him ever being called as Jr., but whatever. Matthew Lillard is Brock Hudson. Jodie Lynn O'Keefe is Taylor Vaughn. Kevin Pollak, what the hell are you doing in this movie?
Paycheck.
Is, Wayne Boggs. Usher Raymond is Campus DJ. Didn't even get a name.
You could have at least just called him DJ, and that's clever, DJ, and he's a DJ.
But no, they didn't even give Usher a name. Kimberly, yeah, really. Kimberly Lil Kim Jones is Alex Chasen Sawyer. I didn't even know she got a last name. Anna Paquin is Mackenzie Mac Seiler. Kieran Culkin is Simon Boggs. Eldon Henson is Jesse Jackson. Gabrielle Union is Katie Darlingson. Dule Hill is Preston. Tamara Mello is Chandler. Clea Duvall is Misty. And Tim Matheson, again, what are you doing in this movie, is Harlan Seiler.
I mean, the parents are... Like, the parents of these people are barely in it.
Yeah, but that's usually what happens in these teen movies.
Yeah.
They get real actors, let's say, to play the parents. So,
well, because that's where the emotion comes in, right? Because they've
they've always
Laney
at
with
some
her
point,
dad.
yeah, they've always got to at some point.
Zach with his dad.
I'll get to that. That's fucking. We'll talk about that. But Jesus Christ, that was unnecessary. So the production of this film. She's All That is an extremely loose adaptation of the stage play Pygmalion by George Bernard Shaw. I'm not even going to go into what it's about because it has nothing to do with this movie, but it's kind of in the same boat, perhaps. Mm-hmm. Director Robert Iskov was influenced by the movies of John Hughes, no shit, and was trying to do something different for the 90s generation that would still resonate.
That was totally tubular.
Yes, very much so. He stressed the importance of the story having a heart, how Zach had to be worthy of Lainey, and Lainey had to understand she had to learn to be more open. Iskov was well aware that it was implausible to suggest Cook was ugly, so we're finally getting this out in the open. But that it was standard practice in Hollywood to cast a beautiful girl, and that it requires the audience to suspend their disbelief.
And then we're gonna frump her up a bit.
Yeah.
But not much, by the way.
Pretty much. We'll get to that when we talk about the movie. Saying, quote, either you go along with it or you don't go along with it. He compared it to the transformation of Clark Kent into Superman. No. Noting that a real transformation would be impractical. He said it was more about finding an actor who had the range to give the necessary performance. R. Lee Fleming Jr. is officially credited as the sole screenwriter for the film. In a 2002 interview, which might make me have to dislike this film, M. Night Shyamalan stated that he polished the screenplay, yes, while adapting Stuart Little and writing a spec script for The Sixth Sense. This was also confirmed in the film's audio commentary by director Iskov. Do I have to dislike this film just because he did it? Because he's shit. Plain and simple. I don't like him. No, that's not a hot take. I'm pretty sure everybody thinks that, except for a handful of people.
Maybe back then, 1999, people had to.
In 99, he didn't have a thing yet. Sixth Sense hadn't happened yet, which is the only movie, in my opinion, he ever did that was good. I hated the rest of them. Yeah.
That's a hot take.
I hated Unbreakable. Deal with it.
That's a hot take.
In 2013, he's not letting this shit go. Why are you taking credit for this? Shyamalan claimed that rather than simply polishing Fleming's original script, he actually ghost-wrote the film. This was disputed by someone who claimed to be Fleming on a message on Twitter that has since been deleted. I don't know. I don't know why Shyamalan needs this much credit. It's not like he can get paid for it. So I'm sure he already did get paid for what he did.
Fake internet points, bud. Fake internet points.
Yeah, there really seems to be no reason to do this. It's not like everyone's clamoring for, like, oh my god, the writer for She's All That must have been the greatest out there. What an auteur! Like, fuck you.
Huzzah!
Like,
huzzah!
You know, I might like this movie, but it is written poorly. And I will get into why, which is actually why fucking Shyamalan might have had something to do with it, because there's a lot of plot points that go nowhere. So
That's
maybe.
fair, but I mean, I just with these teen movies, I don't know. Is there any that are like, wow, that fucking dialogue? Oof. I'm talking '90s ones. You know, John Hughes is different because John Hughes is, John Hughes.
I don't know. I mean, well, John Hughes even has some shitty dialogue in a lot of his films. Maybe.
Nah,
I mean, they're not known for that.
When it's coming from the mouth of Utes.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I'm sure there is one, but that I'm just forgetting, that's all. I'm a little tired, as I mentioned, so my brain is not as strong as it should be, which isn't really all that great anyway. On June 17th, 2013, we're still on this, Jack Lechner, who served as Miramax's head of development in the late 90s, confirmed that technically both Shyamalan and Fleming contributed to the script. Fleming wrote the initial script that Miramax bought, while Shyamalan did a uncredited rewrite, doing more of a polish, which is what was said in the original.
Guys, both wrote it,
that got the film greenlit. Lechner reiterated that content from both writers was included in the final cut of the film. Producer Richard N. Gladstein said the script was pretty much done already, but that Shyamalan's changes helped enormously with the relationships with Kevin Pollak, who played Laney's father, Wayne, which is one of the few things that makes sense. Iskov attributed the performance art piece and the hacky sack sequence to Shyamalan. That makes sense, too.
That tracks.
That does track. Fleming attributed the line, I am a fucking bet to Shyamalan. Or am I a fucking bet to Shyamalan? Don't do that, because that's one of my favorite lines in the whole movie, so don't tell me that, because that'll make me angry.
Also, one of probably the best uses of the F word in a PG-13 movie.
I think so. It's one of the best drops, for sure. Josh Hartnett was considered for the role of Zach. Well, yeah, he was a guy in that time, so yeah. After FPJ was cast, the story was rewritten to better fit him and make Zach more sympathetic and have his own challenges. Wish you hadn't done that, because that was stupid.
Yeah.
That whole subplot went nowhere, and I didn't like it.
Yeah.
Lily Sobieski, Mina Suvari, and Jordana Brewster auditioned for the role of Laney.
Oh wow! Three attractive women as well.
Yeah. You were not going.
Were
for
you going to frump up them too as well?
You were certainly not going for uggos in this role. Like, what the fuck, guys? Rachel Lee Cook auditioned wearing a dirty old Art Institute of Chicago shirt that she had bought at a garage sale. You can't make her ugly.
Especially in hell now.
Have you seen her now?
I know, the same.
Yeah,
she's
you
the same.
cannot make her ugly.
She could show up to an audition in a potato sack.
Yes.
And it would still be all good.
Mm-hmm. She is incapable of looking ugly. She's one of those people who was just born perfect. Deal with it.
Again, that goes both ways, by the way. FPJ looks the exact same, too.
Is no fucking slouch, all right? He has not aged.
He has not aged
He has not aged in 20 years, all right? So, yeah, there's no fucking ugging these people up. It's not happening.
No.
Kevin Pollak said he signed up for the movie in part because he was impressed with FPJ in The House of Yes a few years earlier and was interested to work with him. I've never seen that, but I would like to see if he could actually act. Because everything I know of FPJ is just his teen schlock stuff. So if he can actually act, I'd be surprised.
Scooby-Doo.
Exactly. Right? Well, I would call that teen schlock.
I guess, yeah.
You know? He was still playing a teenager. Somehow. Well, it's because he doesn't age.
It's fair.
Matthew Lillard asked